Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Noreen. Now in this video, I'm going to be showing you another 3 yoga poses which are great for beginners. And all 3 poses this time are standing poses. Now we're going to start with mountain pose, also known as Tadasana. Now mountain pose is actually the foundation and basis of all other standing poses in yoga. Now it might look really simple, but actually it does require a bit of focus, and you want to make sure that your posture is correct and that you're all aligned as well. So to come into mountain pose, you can either have your toes touching with your heels slightly apart, or have both feet just a few inches apart. Now what I'd like you to do is just spread your toes, first of all, spread your toes, and then slowly just release them back onto the mat. And then I just want you to start shifting your weight backwards and forwards and side to side. Now the reason why we're doing this is when we come to a standstill, hopefully then your weight will be evenly distributed between both feet and legs. So you don't want to be too much on one side or the other. It's important that in Tadasana we are standing evenly. Now your navel, just bring that in, gently pull it in towards your spine. The crown of your head rather, will be lifting up, and your arms will just come by the side with your palms either facing forward or facing towards your body. And now you want to really feel your core muscles engaging here as well. So then arms by the side, stand up tall, and this is mountain pose. But you know, this pose, it really gets you to think about your posture as well, because it's not often we think about how we're standing. So if you practice this, hopefully it will start improving your overall posture. Okay, so from Tadasana now, we're going to come into the next pose, which is called triangle pose, also known as Trikonasana. So for this, we just want to bring the feet and the legs about a leg length apart. So we don't want to go too wide. So around just over a leg length apart. Now for this, a block will come in very handy. If you don't have blocks, I do recommend you invest in a couple, because the more yoga that you do, they are a fantastic prop that will be used quite often. And if you don't have the block, don't worry, we can do it without that too. So feet are just over a leg length apart, and then as we inhale, just bring your arms up nice and straight by your side. Now what we're going to do is the right foot is going to be facing out towards, at a 90-degree angle, towards the shorter edge of your mat. So the left foot stays there, but the right foot faces towards that shorter edge. Arms still by your side. And from here now, we're going to slowly start shifting the weight towards the right. And as we do this, we then exhale and slowly start bringing the left hand towards your inner thigh, shin, or eventually the ankle. But then your left arm, you want to keep that vertical with the fingers facing up towards the ceiling. So what you want to then be doing is creating 2 vertical lines. Like I said, but if you're here, and this is where a block comes in handy, because with the block then you can rest your hand there. And imagine you've got a wall behind you, so you're pushing against this imaginary wall, because this is not a forward fold, so you don't want to be here. With practice, you want to be taking the gaze up towards the fingers, if it feels comfortable, or you can just keep your gaze forward and try not to drop the head too much either. So you can rest your hand there, and then as you become a bit more flexible in the legs and the spine, you can then come down to that position, and eventually you can just either hold on to the ankle or just bring your hand right down at the same time, just making sure that the left arm is fingers are facing up towards the ceiling. Okay, so to come out of this pose now, just look down, bend the right leg, inhale, bring the arm up, And then as we exhale, bring both arms back down and right foot faces forward again. Now let's do the same on the other side to balance things out. So this time the left foot will face the shorter edge of the mat at a 90-degree angle. And again, inhale, both arms out to the side and slowly start shifting the weight towards the left. So as the left arm comes down, the right arm will start going up towards the ceiling, creating vertical lines. And again, just take the left hand to where it feels comfortable. Now with this leg, you want to keep it as straight as possible, but try not to lock the knee as you're doing that. So if you want to keep a micro bend in that knee, that's totally fine. So eventually we want to make sure that we're not folding forward too much and looking up at those fingers, or you can keep your gaze there. Triangle pose is just so good for lengthening the spine, strengthening the legs and ankles too. Bend the left knee, look up, exhale, and bring both arms back down your side. So triangle pose is a good challenging pose. It does require lots of practice. I still practice it all the time because I still feel I have a long way to go in my own yoga journey, and that's the great thing about it. Now the third pose that we're going to do in this video of standing postures is called tree pose, also known as vrikshasana. Now tree pose is brilliant for improving your balance, your concentration, your focus, and at the same time we'll be strengthening the legs, the spine and the ankles as well. So let's start off by shifting our weight into the right leg. Now with the left leg, you've got a few options. So firstly, you want it to face the shorter edge of your mat with the body at the same time they're facing forward. Now you can either rest it against your right ankle, or you can slowly just bring that up and have it just below the knee joint. The only place you can't put that foot is on the knee joint, so be mindful you're not putting it there. And then once you become more stable, you can bring it right up to your inner thigh. So once you feel balanced and comfortable, the hands can just come into a prayer position in front of you. And then when you practice this more, you might eventually, on the inhale, be able to take them all the way up over your head. Now here's a little tip for you. If you find a spot to gaze on, it will help with the balance. So find something to focus on, hold it, and then exhale. Slowly release the arms and slowly release that leg as well. What we'll do now is do exactly the same on the other side, again to balance the body out. So this time the weight will come into your left leg and the right foot, again, resting either against your ankle. So when you start, it's totally fine to practice tree pose either here or there. And then the more you do it, slowly you might be able to just bring the leg there or right into your inner thigh. And then once you feel steady and comfortable and stable, hands come in front of your chest, or you can slowly start raising your arms up over your head and find a spot to gaze at. Hold it. And then on the exhale, slowly release the hands and then gently just release that leg as well. So tree pose is fantastic, a fantastic pose to just keep practicing to improve your balance. And did you know it's also known to be anti-aging as well? So well worth giving this one a go. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know how you got on with these three poses. I know triangle pose and tree pose are quite challenging, but I'd love to know how you got on with them. Just leave your comments and I shall look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day.